Namaste. Today I'm going to read Book 1, Volume 1, Vidyeshvara Samhita, Chapter 25, The Greatness of Rudraksha in the Shiv Puran. Om Vakrutam Mahakaya Surya Koti Samaprabhanida Vikram Om Ekadantaya Vidmi Om Vakratundaya. Hayam Tatsat. Sutta said, O sage Saunaka, highly intelligent, of the form of Shiva, noble-minded, please listen to the greatness of Rudraksha. I shall explain it briefly. Rudraksha is a favorite bead of Shiva. It is highly sanctifying. It removes all sins by sight, contact, and japas. O sage, formerly the greatness of Rudraksha was declared to the goddess by Shiva, the Supreme Soul, for rendering help to the worlds. Shiva said, O Siva Mahesani, be pleased to hear the greatness of Rudraksha. I speak out love for you from a desire for the benefit of the devotees of Shiva. O Mahesani, formerly I had been performing penance for thousands of divine years. Although I had controlled it rigorously, my mind was in flutter. Out of sport, I, being self-possessed, just opened my eyes, O goddess, from a desire of helping the worlds. Drops of tears fell from my beautiful half-closed eyes. From those teardrops there cropped up the Rudraksha plants. They became immobile. In order to bless the devotees, they were given to the four Varnas, devoted to the worship of Vishnu. Rudrakshas grown in Gauda land became great favorites of Shiva. They were grown in Mathura, Lanka, Ayodhya, Malaya, Saya, Mountain, Kashi, and other places. They are competent to break asunder the clustered sins unbearable to the others, as the sacred texts have declared. At my bidding, they were classified into Brahmins, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas, and Sudras. These Rudrakshas are of auspicious nature. The colors of the four types of Rudrakshas are respectively white, red, yellow, and black. All people shall wear the Rudraksh of their own Varna. If they desire their benefit, namely worldly pleasures and salvation, and if the devotees of Shiva wish to gratify Shiva, they must wear the Rudraksha. A Rudraksha of the size of an emblic Myrobalan, it is Dhatripala, is mentioned in the most excellent. One of the size of the fruit of the Jujubi tree, Badaripala, is spoken of as the middling. O Parvati, lovingly listen to this from a desire for the benefit of the devotees. The meanest of Rudrakshas is of the size of a gram according to this excellent classification. O Maheshwari, even the Rudraksha, which is only of the size of the fruit of the Jujube, accords the benefit and heightens happiness and good fortune. That which is of the size of the emblic Myrubalan is conducive to the destruction of all distresses. That which is of the size of Agunja, the berry, is conducive to the achievement of the fruit of all desires. The lighter the Rudraksha, the more fruitful it is. Each of these is fruitful, and that of a weight of 1/10 is considered by scholars as the most fruitful. The way of Rudraksha is recommended for the sake of destroying sins. Hence, that which is conducive to the achievement of every object has to be worn certainly. O Parameshwari, no other necklace or garland is observed in the world to be so auspicious and fruitful as the Rudraksha. O Goddess, Rudrakshas of even size, glossy, firm, thick, and having many thorn-like protrusions, yield desires and bestow worldly pleasures and salvation forever. 6 types of Rudrakshas shall be discarded. That which is defiled by wombs, is cut and broken, has no thorn-like protrusions, has cracks, and is not circular. That which has a natural hole from end to end is the most excellent. That which is bored through by human effort is the middling one. The wearing of Rudraksha is spoken of as conducive to the destruction of great sins. If 1100 Rudrakshas are worn on the person, the man assumes the form of Rudra. Even in hundreds of years, it is impossible to describe adequately the benefit derived by wearing 1150 Rudrakshas. A devout man shall make a coronet consisting of 550 Rudrakshas. A person of pious nature shall make 3 circular strings in the manner of the sacred thread, each having 360 beads. O Maheshwari, 3 Rudrakshas must be worn on the tuft and 6 in each of the ears, right and left. 101 Rudraksha shall be worn round the neck. 11 Rudrakshas shall be worn round each of the arm, elbows and wrist. Devotees of Shiva shall have 3 Rudrakshas in the sacred thread, and round the hips 5 Rudrakshas shall be tied. O Parameshwari, the person by whom so many Rudrakshas are worn is worthy of being bowed to and adored by all like Mahesa. Such a person, while in contemplation, shall be duly seated and addressed, O Shiva. Seeing him, everyone is freed from sins. This is the rule regarding 1100 Rudrakshas. If so many are not available, another auspicious procedure I mentioned to you. 1 Rudraksha shall be worn on the tuft, 30 on the head, 50 round the neck, 16 in each of the arms, 12 round each of the wrists, 500 on the shoulders, and 3 strings, each having 108 in the manner of the sacred thread. He who wears in all 1000 Rudrakshas and is of firm resolve, is performing rites, is bowed to by all devas like Rudra himself. 1 Rudraksha shall be worn on the tuft, 40 on the forehead, 32 round the neck, 108 over the chest, 6 in each of the ears, 16 round each of the arms, O Lord of sages, according to the measurement of the forearms, 12 or twice that number shall be worn there. A person who wears so many out of love is a great devotee of Shiva. He shall be worshipped like Shiva. He is worthy of being always honored by all. It shall be worn by the head, repeating Isana mantra on the ears with Tripurusa mantra, round the neck with Aghora mantra, and on the chest also likewise. The wise devotee shall wear the Rudraksha round the forearms with Aghora Bija mantra. A string of 15 beads shall be worn on the stomach with Vamadeva mantra. With 5 mantras, Sadyojata, etc., 3, 5, or 7 garlands shall be worn, or all beads shall be worn with the Mula mantra. A devotee of Shiva shall refrain from eating meat, garlic, onion, red garlic, perturb, smataka, pig of rubbish and liquors. O Uma, daughter of the mountain, the white Rudraksha shall be worn by the Brahmin, the red by the Kshatriya, the yellow by the Vaishya, the black by the Sudra. This is the path indicated by the Vedas. Whether he is a householder, forest dweller, ascetic, or of any order, none shall go out of this secret advice. Only by great merits can the opportunity to wear the Rudraksha be obtained. If he misses it, he will go to hell. The Rudraksha of the size of an Emlik Mayurubalan and those of lighter weight, but depressed with thorns, those eaten by worms, or without holes, and those characterized by other defects shall not be worn by those wishing for auspicious results. They shall avoid small ones of the size of gram. O Uma, Rudraksha is an auspicious complement to my phallic image. The small one is always praiseworthy. People of all varnas and ashramas, even women and sudras, can wear Rudraksha at the bidding of Shiva. The ascetics shall wear it with the pranava. If any one wears it during the day, he is freed from sins committed during the night. If he wears it during the night, he is freed from sins committed during the day. Similar is the result with its wearing during morning, midday, or evening. Those who wear Tripundra, the matted hair, and the Rudraksha do not go to Yama's abode. Yama's directive to his attendants: those who wear at least one Rudraksha on their heads, Tripundra on the forehead, and repeat the 5-syllabled mantras shall be honored by you all. They are indeed saintly men. You can bring the man here who has no Rudraksha or his person and no Tripundra on his forehead, and who does not utter the 5-syllable mantra. All those who have the ash and Rudraksha shall be honored always by us. After knowing their power, they shall never be brought here. Yama commanded his attendants like this. They too remained quiet, agreeing to it. In fact, they were surprised. Hence, Mahadevi, the Rudraksha, as well as the person who wears it, is my favorite. O Parvati, even if he has committed sins, he becomes pure. He who wears Rudraksha round the hands and arms and over the head cannot be killed by any living being. He shall roam in the world in the form of Rudra. He shall be respected by the gods and asuras always. He shall be honored like Shiva. He removes the sin of anyone seen by him. If a person is not liberated after meditation and acquisition of knowledge, he shall wear Rudraksha. He shall be freed from all sins and attain the highest gold. A mantra repeated with Rudraksha is a crore times more efficacious. A man wearing Rudraksha derives 100 million times more merit. O Goddess, as long as the Rudraksha is on the person of a living soul, he is least affected by premature death. One shall attain Rudra on seeing a person with Tripundra, his limbs covered with Rudraksha, and repeating the Mrityunjaya mantra. He is a favorite of the 5 deities and a favorite of all gods. O beloved, a devotee shall repeat all mantras wearing a garland of Rudrakshas or counting on the beads. Even the devotees of Vishnu and other deities shall unhesitantly wear the Rudrakshas. Especially the devotee of Rudra shall wear Rudrakshas always. Rudrakshas are of various types I shall explain their different classifications. O Parvati, hear with great devotion these Rudrakshas bestow worldly pleasures and salvation. A Rudraksha of a single face is Shiva himself. It bestows worldly pleasures and salvation. The sin of Brahmin slaughter is washed off at its mere sight. Where it is adored, fortune cannot be far off, harms and harassments perish, all desires are fulfilled. A Rudraksha with two faces is Isa, the Lord of Devas. It bestows the fulfillment of all desires, especially that Rudraksha quickly quells the sin of cow slaughter. A Rudraksha with three faces always bestows means of enjoyment. As a result of its power, all laws become firmly established. A Rudraksha of four faces is Brahma himself. It quells the sin of manslaughter. Its vision and its contact instantaneously bestow the achievement of the four aims of life. A Rudraksha with five faces is Rudra himself. Its name is Kalagni. It is lordly. It bestows all sorts of salvation and achievement of all desired objects. A five-faced Rudraksha dispels all sorts of sins, such as accrue from sexual intercourse with a forbidden woman and from eating forbidden food. A Rudraksha with six faces is Kartikeya. A man who wears it on the right arm is certainly absolved of the sins of Brahmin slaughter and the like. A Rudraksha with seven faces, O Mahesani, is called Ananga. Ananga. O Devesi. By wearing it, even a poor man becomes a great lord. A Rudraksha with eight faces is called Vasumurti and Bhairava. By wearing it, a man lives the full span of life. After death, he becomes the trident-bearing Lord Shiva. A Rudraksha with nine faces is also Bhairava. Its sage is Kapila. Its presiding goddess is Durga. Of nine forms, Maheshwari herself. That Rudraksha shall be worn on the left hand with great devotion. He shall certainly become Sarveshvara like me. O Mahesani, a Rudraksha with 10 faces is Lord Janardana himself. O Devesi, by wearing it, the devotee shall achieve the fulfillment of all desires. O Parameshwari, a Rudraksha with 11 faces is Rudra. By wearing it, one becomes victorious everywhere. One shall wear the 12-faced Rudraksha on the hair of the head. All the 12 Aditya's sons are present therein. A Rudraksha with 13 faces is Visvadeva. By wearing it, a man will attain the realization of all desires. He will derive good fortune and auspiciousness. A Rudraksha with 14 faces is the highest Shiva. It shall be worn on the head with great devotion. It quells all sins. O daughter of the king of mountains, thus I have explained to you the different types of Rudrakshas based on the number of faces. Please listen to the mantras with devotion. Om Hrim, obeisance, which is single face. Om, obeisance, which is two face. Klim, obeisance, which is three-faced. Om Hrim, obeisance, four-face. Om Hrim, obeisance, five-face. Om Hrim Hum obeisance, six-faced. Om Hum obeisance, seven-faced. Om Hum obeisance 8-faced, Om Hrim Hum obeisance 9-faced, Om Hrim obeisance 10-faced, Om Hrim Hum obeisance 11-faced, Om Krom Ksham Ram obeisance 12-faced, Om Hrim obeisance 13-faced, Om obeisance 14-faced. For the achievement of all desired objects, the devotee shall wear the Rudraksha with mantras. He shall have great devotion and faith. He shall be free from lethargy. The man who wears the Rudraksha without mantra falls into a terrible hell and stays there during the tenure of 14 Indras. On seeing a man with the garland of Rudrakshas, all evil spirits, ghosts, pisachas, witches like Dakini and Sakini, other malignant spirits, evil charms and spells, etc., fly away, suspecting a quarrel. Seeing a devotee with the garland of Rudrakshas, O Parvati, Shiva, Vishnu, Devi, Ganapati, the sun, and all the gods are pleased. Thus realizing its greatness, the Rudraksha must be worn well. O Maheshwari, repeating the mantras with devotion to make virtues flourish. Thus the greatness of Ash and Rudraksha that bestow worldly pleasures and salvation was explained to Girija by Shiva, the Supreme Soul. The persons who apply Ash and wear Rudraksha are great favorites of Shiva. Enjoyment of worldly pleasures and salvation are certainly due to their influence. He who applies Ash and wears Rudraksha is called a devotee of Shiva. A person devoted to the japa of the 5-syllable mantra is a perfect and noble being. If Mahadeva is worshipped without the Tripundra of Ash and without the garland of Rudraksha, he does not bestow the fruit of cherished desires. Thus, O Lord of sages, whatever has been asked has now been explained. The greatness of Ash and Rudraksha bestows the luxuriant fulfillment of all desires. He who regularly listens to the highly auspicious greatness of Ash and Rudraksha with devotion shall attain the fulfillment of all desires. He will enjoy all happiness here. He will be blessed with sons and grandsons. In the next world, he will attain salvation. He will be a great favorite of Shiva. O lordly sages, thus the compendium of Vidyeshvara Samhita has been narrated to you all as ordered by Shiva. It bestows achievement of everything and salvation. Footnotes. So the 7 sages, 164. 7 sages, which is Marichi, Atri, Angiras, Pulastya, Pulaha, Kretu, and Vashishta, are represented by a group of 7 stars called Ursa Major. Gauda Desa, according to Skanda Purana, was the central part of Bengal, extending from Vanga to the borders of Orissa. Malaya, a mountain range on the west of Malabar, the Western Ghats, abounding in sandal trees. 167. Ishaya is one of the 7 principal ranges, the other 6 being Mahendra, Malaya, Suktimat, Riksa, Vindhya, and Paripatra or Pariyatra. If 172, the 5-syllable mantra, which is Om Namah Shivaya, is the basic mantra of Shiva. 174. The 5 deities referred to here are the sun, Ganesha, goddess Durga, Rudra, and Vishnu. Here ends today's reading of the Shiv Puran. Om Prabhu Prananatham Vibhumeshwanatham Jagannatanatham Saranantabhajan Bhutipitam Bhueshwaram Bhutanatham Shivam Shankaram Shambhumeshanamide Om Kapura Gauram Karunavratadam Sansarasaram Bhujagendrahadam Sadavasantam Hridaravinne Bhavam Bhavami Saitam Namami Om Namo Parvati Pate Hara Hara Mahadev Am Haum Jum Saham Bhurbhuvaswam Trambakam Vijamahe Sugandham Pushtivardhanam Urvarkamiva Bandhanat Mirchamukshamatat Om Swaha Bhuva Bhu Om Saha Jaum Hom Om. Om Tuya Mata Chapita Tumiwa Tumiwa Bandhusha Chasaka Tumiwa Tumiwa Vidya Dravinang Tumiwa Tumiwa Sarvam Mamati Vadeva Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat.